So Stax is a global management consultancy firm, predominantly focused on servicing private equity firms. And private equity are large companies that put to work large sums of money. And what's distinguishing different in this is that they're looking for companies that are not only great today, but are going to be great 5 to 10 years from now. So it's a very exciting field. It's a highly energized field, which brings out the best in everyone. And Stax's mission is really to be able to help these private equity firms be a lot more effective and efficient in terms of how they deploy capital to maximize value. So that's how I describe Stax. AIESEC to me, I think, is an exciting and interesting organization. I've had the fine opportunity of working with AIESEC over the last few years. In fact, I happen to be on the board of AIESEC in Sri Lanka. And during all my interactions, I've been nothing but super impressed with the quality of the people, the leaders, but also as an organization. I think more than ever before, probably in today's context, is very relevant. Right? If I understand the history right, you guys were born out of World War II, with the predominant thought being to ensure peace and to bring out the potential in humanity. Am I right? Those are the two fundamental principles, I think, right? And I think ever more than before, that's something really important for the world at large, right? And engaging with the youth that have that mindset and are on that mission, I think, is really important. And to be able to interact with a group like that in any way possible to help them, but also I think have that amazing driven youth be part of our mission is something that I'm looking forward to. I think not only local talent, right? Management consulting is an exciting industry for anyone who has an aspiration of really fulfilling that true potential. Because at the heart of it, management consulting is about problem solving, right? It's very fresh, very new. You're having to go through a wide array of different industries and be able to understand in very short order what the basics of those industries are, what really makes it tick, and be able to bring to surface unthought of areas of high impact. When you advise companies, these companies have been doing that business for a long time. They know their business in and out. They're very smart, intelligent people. To be a successful management consultant, you need to be able to understand their own business, a new area very fast, but also to be able to bring from diverse areas, unthought of characteristics in areas that might be of importance. So I think when you train yourself to do that, you now all of a sudden make yourself very relevant for anything that you want to do in the future. Right? So if you look at people who have been successful in management consulting, they range from going ahead to go start their own NGOs, to be in billionaire companies, to going into any field of their own liking. So it's a very foundational industry in that sense. I think no matter what you choose to do the rest of your life, it gives you a phenomenal grounding of learning. That's why I think management consulting is very important. Typical profile, I guess the first thing, there's no typical profile, is the first thing about management consultancy, right? We've had people come from a variety of different backgrounds. They look very different, they seem very different. And that's what I think is really exciting and unique about the management consultancy. Right? We've had people who have PhDs and we have people who have no education background whatsoever. People from bioengineering to the typical kind of thought of path about economics and business consultancy. So to be a management consultant, I think what's really important is to be naturally curious. You've got to have a thirst for knowledge. You also need to be able to deal with ambiguity a lot. It's never clear out there, so you need to create your own clarity. And you need to be able to just always chase value. I think that understanding of being able to look at the bigger picture, put yourself in the client's shoes, and then be able to distill out what's really important in a very noisy environment, zone in and say, hey, what's really important, and be able to pick that out becomes very important. So those will be some of the key characteristics of being a successful management consultant. But there is no typical profile. It's just those soft attributes and hunger, I guess, to do well. Why not would be my question. I think Sri Lanka is amazingly blessed with talent that's superior in all aspects. But I think very interestingly, as we looked at it, I was involved with SASCOM, so we've actually done a lot of this work in terms of speaking to our clients globally and understanding what makes Sri Lanka stand out, what attributes about Sri Lanka really make us unique compared to everyone else. And I think what came out predominantly was not only the intellectual capacity and the capacity to do really high-end global work, but also, interestingly, the more soft elements of us being low on ego, always being willing to understand before trying to be understood. I think that's a very important attribute. And those kind of softer things have really helped Sri Lanka stand out as a destination that provides global talent in the knowledge and innovation space. And that's shown out, right? If you think of over the last 3-4 years, the companies in Sri Lanka that have grown leaps and bounds are really a testament to the world recognizing the amazing talent that we have. And so on that basis, I think it makes a natural sense for us to be able to optimize and be able to create a platform that allows for this great talent to go solve the world's challenges. That's why it's important to open this up to Sri Lankans. So warm welcome to the National AIESECers of Sri Lanka. First of all, heartiest congratulations from me for all the amazing work that all of you have done over the last 2 years. I understand you haven't had the opportunity to meet together and have this fellowship, so I hope all of you have a blast, really celebrate all the great achievements you've done. But more importantly, I think really take to heart how important this moment in Sri Lanka is and the influence and impact that each one of you have in charting the course of the next few years of this country. There's never been a more important time. And I hope all of you take to heart how critical this juncture is. The best of Sri Lanka is yet to come, right? I know it sounds very, we're going through a moment where everyone's feeling despair and feeling not the best, but I can tell you without any doubt that all it takes is for this group that's in the hall and celebrating today to put your mind to it. And in the next 10 years, this country will become one of the best nations in the region. All it takes is all of you to kind of put your hearts and minds to it, and we'll get there. So I wish you all the best. Thank you.